Like it or not, we do live in a post-Rafael Devers world, and today we're going to talk about what is next for the Boston Red Sox, and then, of course, recap the Red Sox 8-0 loss to the Seattle Mariners. Before we get into anything, this is why you subscribe. When the Red Sox make a move, we have a video. I'm telling you, we had a short instantly after the Rafael Devers trade news went down. And then less than an hour after the news went down, we had a full-length video. When news happens, we make videos. We give you all the coverage that you need to know. And we're talking today about moves that could happen sooner rather than later. So if a move happens, we're going to have a video. And also, I'm filming this video right now at about 11:30 at night because the Red Sox played a horrible West Coast late start game. That's the commitment you're getting from the Red Sox Rundown. We are so close to our goal of 3,000 subscribers. Join the family, get daily Red Sox coverage, and get unfiltered, unbiased opinions from a Red Sox super fan. All right, so Rafael Devers is gone. And with that, you take his mega multi-$100 million contract off the books. So I know people have been tweeting about this. People have been talking about this. Passan talked about this. Everyone talked about this. Like it or not, and I still am not that big a fan of the trade. I've said it, and I will continue to say it. But like it or not, the Red Sox do have a lot of flexibility now in terms of money that they can allot to other places. And also, I do want to say off the top, I'm not going to talk about any of the Raffy stuff from yesterday. Just like Alex Cora said, I think it's time to move on. Raffy said he'd play anywhere. He picked up the first base glove. He got an RBI double in his first game. It all hurts. It all sucks. I don't like it. And then you watch the Red Sox have 2 hits. Like, it's... Everyone's like, oh my God, this is such a good thing. Well, if you see what happened last night, you might think twice. I don't know if this really was the best idea, but it is what it is. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about it. It sucks to see. I hate it. And yeah, it is what it is. But let's talk about the future. What could the future have in store for the Red Sox? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things that I think the Red Sox could do and things that other people have linked the Red Sox to. I have a lot of quotes here from Jen McCaffrey, The Athletic, and some other quotes as well. But the first and most obvious thing that the Red Sox should do next is extend Alex Bregman. Extend Alex Bregman. Like it or not, Bregman is going to opt out after this season. If he comes back and he continues to hit the way he was, which I'm not saying it's going to happen, he's coming off an injury, but if he contributes even a little bit to the formula of this team, he's going to opt out. He's going to try to get a bag in free agency. Make it so that he does not reach free agency. You have the money now. There's no excuse. We've already seen him be a mentor to these young players, and he is the only player on your team that has done it before, that has the winning blood in them. Like, he is a very valuable veteran presence on this team. And with Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, and Marcelo Meyer all up on this team now, you desperately need his services. We've even seen it. We've seen him with Roman Anthony in the dugout talking shop every single game. This guy is valuable. And not only that, when he's on the field, he was one of the best players in the entire league. I don't care that he's starting to age. Someone's going to give him a bag. Make him retire a member of the Boston Red Sox. You have the money. Don't let him hit free agency, because the last thing you want is to get in a bidding war with someone that's willing to pay more. We've seen how that goes before. Don't do it. Don't do it. Number 2, another extension, and then we'll get on to the trades and the free agency, the stuff that everyone wants to talk about. But I think you should extend Roman Anthony. I know everyone's going to say, he got like 1 hit, 2 hits in his entirety of his major league career. He's a rookie, guys. Come on. I'm not asking you to sign him to the Juan Soto deal. You sign him to a cheaper, more team-friendly deal like a la Ronald Acuna Jr. type deal with the Atlanta Braves. He's not going to take the Christian Campbell deal. We can all admit the Christian Campbell deal was highway robbery. He's going to want more, but if you lock him down now and he doesn't have the opportunity to go absolutely demolish expectations, win a Rookie of the Year, win an MVP, this, that, the other, and continue to drive his value up, extend him now while his value's low. This guy's going to be the face of your franchise. That's what you're heralding him as. And if that's what you believe, put your money where your mouth is and extend your future face of your franchise. He's already hit his first Major League home run. He absolutely smoked it in the first game against Seattle, and I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more in our future, but you got to do it now. Do it now. Get him on a cheap premium. Obviously, he's going to want some money, and that's fine, but the money that you spend now is going to be substantially less than what you pay years down the line. But you let me know. Do you think the Red Sox will extend Roman Anthony? Why for yes if you think he will, and for no if you think he will not? I don't know. We saw good news with the Christian Campbell extension, the Garrett Crochet extension. I think they want to lock up their young guys. Now, again, Roman Anthony hasn't played that well so far this season, but he is going to be the future face of your franchise. Lock him down now so that you're not getting into some sort of thing later down the line where he wants a hell of a lot more money. Okay, we've talked about the extensions. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about the trades. Let's talk about the free agency. Let's talk about it all. The first thing I think they should do, and I did a full video about this a few weeks ago, so if you've not already, go check out that video. I think they should trade for Rhys Hoskins. He is my number one trade target at the trade deadline. I think they should heavily consider doing that. And a National League executive literally linked them to Rhys Hoskins 2 days ago, right after the Rafael Devers trade. Here's what that NL executive had to say. He said, what the general public never factors in their knee-jerk trade reactions is what the team trading away the large contract can now do with those dollars. Boston should go and trade for someone like Rhys Hoskins right now. Then the deal takes a whole new dimension. Now, I don't think just trading from Rhys Hoskins is going to make the Rafael Devers deal feel, way better. I don't think that. I don't agree with that. But it does lighten the blow at least a little bit because you've got a dynamic bat in your lineup that can play first base. He is currently under contract for $18 million this season, and he has a mutual option of $18 million for next season. So if he absolutely, shows out, get that mutual option going, and you can have him for a whole nother year. That's another year of team control. And so far this season, this was before yesterday's games, he's putting together a pretty good season. 245 average, 749 OPS, 56 hits, 10 homers, 37 RBIs. Getting that production out of first base, that would be the best first baseman on the team this year. So I would trade for Rhys Hoskins. He is my number one trade target. Go do it. Just do it. Get that first baseman. And they've said they're looking to upgrade at first base. Abreu Toro's been great. Romy Gonzalez has been great. But if you can get a Rhys Hoskins in there, that makes you feel a lot better about this lineup than you would feel about it right now. The second biggest thing that I think they should do is trade one of your outfielders for an arm, okay? The reports are that the Red Sox want to shop an outfielder at the trade deadline, whether that be Ceddanne Rafaela, whether that be Wilyer Abreu, whether that be Jarren Duran. My number one choice would be Ceddanne. I don't think that's going to happen because they love his defense. My number two choice would be Wilyer Abreu. I know people want to get Duran out of here, but I think Duran is too important to the chemistry of this team. And now that Craig Breslow has gotten rid of one of Alex Cora's guys in Rafael Devers, you can't give away another one of his guys. Jarren Duran is another one of Alex Cora's guys, and you cannot do that if you want to keep the relationship between the front office and the manager as stable as possible. Jen McCaffrey of The Athletic had a few notes. There's 3 quotes here that I'm going to go through, and then we'll give my thoughts. This is Jen McCaffrey on the Red Sox as a whole and where they stand right now after the Devers trade. It seems likely that the Red Sox will trade from their surplus of outfielders, even with the DH spot opening up. Now that Devers is in San Francisco, the Red Sox still need to figure out a way to get at bats for Masataka Yoshida, which Cora said today they might try to fast-track him to put him in that DH spot, which was interesting, along with Jarren Duran, Roman Anthony, Ceddanne Rafaela, Wilyer, Abreu, and Rob Refsnyder. Over the next month, we'll look more specifically at which players might be available in return, but I think it's going to be one of those main 3 outfielders. I think it's either going to be Duran, Ceddanne, or Wilyer. I think we all know that. I think all 3 of them have varying levels of value, and you could potentially get a relatively solid arm in return. Here's what Jen McCaffrey had to say on Ceddanne Rafaela specifically. She said, Rafaela could be traded, but likely would be part of a package for something bigger than a 1-for-1 trade. It seems unlikely that the team would be willing to trade Rafaela for a backup first baseman, but Rafaela alone is not enough to land another starter in the rotation. Perhaps he could be traded for a rental reliever, but again, the team values his defense and versatility. So I do agree with Jen McCaffrey in this point. If he's not part of a bigger deal for a frontline starter, I don't think he's going to be traded. He's not worth a 1-for-1 trade. I don't think you're going to get anything really that good for just a 1-for-1 swap, and I don't think it makes a lot of sense to trade him for some, rental reliever. He still has that platinum glove potential defense in the outfield, and he does get streaky at the plate. So while he would be my obvious number 1 because I would love to have Wilyer and Duran in this outfield, I still think Wilyer is probably the more viable option. Here's what McCaffrey had to say about Wilyer and Duran. She said, there is significant interest in Abreu and Duran given their talent and relative youth, although Duran will turn 29 at the end of the summer. Abreu will be 26 at the end of June. We already know San Diego, blah, 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 looking at Jarren Duran. Whether the Red Sox listen on Duran or Abreu remains to be seen. Losing either of them would be a significant blow, but it would open up more playing time for Duran. So one of them's going to go, I think. And even though Breslow said we're not throwing in the white flag, I honestly don't think that a move of one of those outfielders would be throwing in the white flag because you need to open up a spot for Roman Anthony. And if you trade for a frontline starter, that's not throwing in the flag at all. You are getting rid of the clog of outfielders and bringing in something you need in a starter. Here are a few names that I came up with as starting pitcher trade targets. A lot of these came via Jeff Passan as targets that might be available. Tyler Anderson of the Angels is very intriguing. I think Zac Gallen of the Diamondbacks is going to be out there. I don't know if you'll be able to land him. Nick Martinez, Zach Littell, Tyler Mahle, Freddy Peralta, Chris Paddock, Robbie Ray. I would really be interested in a Nick Martinez, maybe a Tyler Mahle or a Freddy Peralta. I don't know if the Rangers would give up Tyler Mahle, but I really like his upside. Nick Martinez again would be interesting, but I like Tyler Anderson, man. That guy's legit. But those are some of the pitching targets I think they could look at, some that might be available at the deadline. But again, it's going to remain to be seen. What are the Red Sox willing to give up to get one of these starters? And I just, at this point, I don't know. You let me know before we move on. Who gets traded? JD for Jarren Duran, WA for Wilyer Abreu, or CR for Ceddanne Rafaela. Put their initials down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. I want to hear from you in the comments. Now let's talk a little bit free agency. Because I think what a lot of people are thinking now is that since they have taken their biggest contract in franchise history off the books, maybe they go and make a big splash in free agency after this season. I'm not saying this as this is definitely not happening. It very well could, but I don't think it makes sense. I don't think it makes sense for the Red Sox to go after Kyle Tucker. He will be the belle of the ball this offseason in free agency. He is one of the best outfielders in all of baseball. He's been raking for the Cubs this year. He's looked really good. But that's another left-handed outfielder in a lefty-dominant lineup with an outfield that already has too many players. I would rather spend your money on something you actually need than just bring in the big flashy signing. There are good names that will be free agents this offseason that I would rather look at. I would look at Pete Alonso. I think the Red Sox should be right in the middle of the Pete Alonso sweepstakes. If you really want to get rid of Tristan Casas, bring in Pete Alonso, trade Tristan Casas, or make Tristan Casas your backup first baseman because you're not paying him anything. I would be very interested in Pete Alonso this offseason. Pitching options, Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, Zac Gallen, Michael King, Ranger Suarez. These are all potential 2-3 level starters in your rotation behind Garrett Crochet. I would look into all of those guys. Some of them have more risk than others, but I think a lot of them could be really solid options for your rotation. If you don't get Pete Alonso, you can look at a Josh Naylor as potentially a first base option, or maybe you move Luis Arraez to first base. I know that was talked about at some points. There are options here that the Red Sox can go after that I would rather go after than Kyle Tucker. But again, the one major positive of the Rafael Devers trade is you have that flexibility now. But at the end of the day, it remains to be seen. Will they spend? There's the conspiracy theory about Liverpool. Oh, they're signing this big player for Liverpool, so they needed to save some money on the Red Sox side. I don't necessarily believe that, but they need to put their money where their mouths are, put up or shut up, and make this team better. Okay, and that's it. Those are the options of what I think we can see next. I think number one on my list, I think you should extend Alex Bregman. You should have extended him yesterday. You should extend Alex Bregman now. I think you should get a Roman Anthony extension done, and then I think you should look at some trades. I think you should trade for Rhys Hoskins. I would do that tomorrow if I were the Red Sox. I think that would be a great addition to this team. And then, like I said, you're going to dump an outfielder at some point, dump an outfielder for an arm, and then go out and make a flashy signing in free agency at the end of the year. And yeah, like I already said, when the Red Sox make a move, we will make a video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the family. Daily Red Sox content. I'm headed to Boston in a few weeks. I'm very excited. We will be boots on the ground making a bunch of content for you guys. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and join the family today. All right, let's run through the game real quick. I know that we usually do these recaps at the end. We're already at 18 minutes. I really wanted to get in the weeds of what I thought was next for the Red Sox. Not much to talk about here. Bryan Woo absolutely dominated. He gave you 7 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 6 Ks. The Red Sox only got 2 hits tonight, one from Marcelo Meyer and one from the pinch hitting Nate Eaton, and you struck out 10 times. The offense did absolutely nothing tonight. You looked absolutely abysmal. You could have used Rafael Devers. I digress. But it is what it is. And as I'm saying this, Rafael Devers in the bottom of the 9th. Oh, that's fantastic. Cleveland up 3-2 on the Giants in the bottom of the 9th. Rafael Devers gets a hit to keep it alive. So he goes 2 for 5 on the night with an RBI. So could have used that tonight for the Red Sox, but it is what it is. Walker Buehler looked absolutely horrible. 3 1/3 innings. He gave 8 hits, 4 walks, 8 runs, 2 Ks. His ERA is almost up to 6 now. He's got to be more consistent. I don't really know what to say at this point. Lucas Giolito gave you 2 straight good starts. That's great. You need to get Walker Buehler more consistent. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know why he was struggling so much. I mean, I can tell you why. He had no command of his fastball all night. Cal Raleigh absolutely made him look atrocious. Cal Raleigh, I believe, tied his career high of 6 RBIs. He had a grand slam in the 2nd. And when he hit that grand slam, I wanted to turn the TV off, but I couldn't because there was still 7 more innings left to be played. And yeah, these West Coast times are absolutely brutal. So the Red Sox lose. I believe they fall out of that wild card spot that we talked about. I believe they're a half game back on that third wild card spot. The Yankees also lost, so you didn't lose any ground in the AL East, but you would have liked to make up a game. It is what it is, though. But let me know, do you think the Red Sox win this series? Yes or no? Garrett Crochet is on the mound today, so I would hope that you do, but Luis Castillo is on the mound for the Mariners, who is really good as well. That is what you get when you play the Mariners. Really great pitching all the time. You've only had 6 hits in this series. You had 4 in game 1, 2 yesterday. That's not going to cut in. You know who could have helped you? Rafael Devers. That's where I'm going to end it, guys. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch the video. We'll be back tomorrow with another video talking about everything surrounding the Boston Red Sox. And until next time, go Sox.